How's it going, guys? Hank here, back at you with another short video on the Review and Preview Sports YouTube channel. And of course, folks, as always, please don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Review and Preview Sports. And of course, if you want to see more short videos like this, please don't forget to hit that big red button down below. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment. Let me know what you think. We all want to hear your opinion. And breaking news, the Philadelphia Phillies have signed Kyle Schwarber to a 4-year, $79 million contract. Personally, I don't think this is necessarily a bad get for the Phillies. It's decent, but I don't think it's quite enough to put them over the top. But first, let's talk a little bit about Kyle Schwarber. He spent most of his career with the Chicago Cubs. He had a 38 home run season. Decent outfielder for them, but of course he didn't quite live up to the high potential that the Chicago Cubs had of him when he originally came up and after he won that World Series. But when he came to the Washington Nationals in 2021, he had an insane home run rate. He had a streak of 15 home runs in 17 games, was a really nice feel-good comeback story, and I believe he had his best batting average on the season last year in the time he split with the Washington Nationals and the Boston Red Sox, where he hit .291 with 32 home runs and 71 RBIs, and he had an on-base percentage of about .350. So, yeah, really good season for them, and also hit a few clutch bombs for the Red Sox in the postseason, helping them get to within 2 games of the American League pennant. So, what are the Phillies getting in Kyle Schwarber? Well, for starters, he is a good player that you could potentially stick in the leadoff spot. As I mentioned, his on-base percentage is really high, and not to mention, this is a guy who will add some more pop into a lineup that already has JT Realmuto, Rhys Hoskins, and of course, and Bryce Harper. So I think the power should be improving. And not to mention, this is a team that plays at a ballpark with some short porches in left and right field. So I can definitely see the power numbers going up and could potentially be a 40 home run season if possible. And I think another thing that should help with the Phillies is he's a good clubhouse guy. I think that definitely had a factor in the Boston Red Sox almost going back to the World Series. And he was really loved during the short time he was there. And last but not least, the contract I'm okay with too, because look, for 4 years and $79 million, you're getting a guy who will still have at least 2 or 3 years of his prime, maybe all 4 of them. And by the time he gets to the point where he's at the wrong side of 30, that contract will be almost done. So all things considered, it's not too bad. And I would say this is a decent get for the Philadelphia Phillies. However, with that being said, I still think they have more work to do in the offseason. Chris Bryant's still out there as a free agent. You could put him at third base. It would tremendously improve their infield defense, which, let's be honest, that was one of their major flaws in the past season. And also, not to mention, they still have questions about pitching. Now, yes, obviously, they signed Jerry Familia to a contract with the bullpen, but he's also had some up and down seasons with the New York Mets. So who knows if that will be much of an upgrade. But then again, every single year we say that the Phillies bullpen can't get much worse. But it's been one of their weak points for the past few seasons. And it's a big reason why the Phillies still have the second longest drought among teams that haven't made the playoffs. And not to mention the other question mark for the Phillies, of course, is their pitching rotation. Due to his injury, it doesn't look like Zach Wheeler will be starting opening day, and that's a big loss considering this is a guy who essentially carried the Phillies down the stretch. So, in other words, good get for the Phillies with Kyle Schwarber. Still more work to do. I still think they're a team that will probably win roughly, say, 80, 85, 84, 85 games this season. I don't know if they'll have enough to overtake the Mets. Maybe if the Mets have a catastrophic injury luck like they did last year and in other years. And you still have the Atlanta Braves, who even with the loss of Freddie Freeman, I still think that's a team that is going to be a threat. After all, they're defending World Series champions. So who knows? It should be an interesting season for the Philadelphia Phillies. But anyways, that's all I have with regards to Kyle Schwarber. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Review and Preview Sports. And of course, if you want to see more short off-season MLB signings or trade videos, please don't forget to hit that big red button down below. Give us a like and give us a comment. Let us know what you thought. Do you think the Phillies got better with the acquisition of Kyle Schwarber? Do you think they still have a ways to go to improve? Do you think that maybe the Phillies can compete for that second wild card spot? We would love to hear from you guys, but until next time, I will be back with you guys later to talk about another potential offseason move. But until then, I'm Hank Addictor, and I will see you guys later.